we are, day one, Orlando Speed World. Managed to get up front, fourth in line, first thing in the morning, first group out. It was a pretty good starting spot. It was nice and cool. You can see we got a good start. And this 909 is a personal best. Here you can see Jeff's cell phone. He left on the cowl of the car and hit the windshield. Luckily, that thing was in perfect shape and intact. This was Jeff's personal best right here at that time, 909. We turn in our ticket in the tower and go say hi to Derek, the announcer for the whole week. Excited. While we were up there, we saw Jeff Butt's first run. And 6:15, I believe that was the quickest for the entire week right there. Of course, Brett Lasala, who everyone knows, dominated this week. Reset the fastest radial time here at a 6:35. Of course, the fastest at Sickney. Here we can see Cletus. Not sure who the other one is. Cletus had a lot of trouble this first day and ended up frying his transmission. He did make it down to the Freedom Factory, but he never did get another transmission in, and he was pretty much done after this. Here's Zach making his first run. Just got this Snot Rocket 1.5 going again. As you can tell by his wife's reaction there, they're pumped with that. That was one and done for him. That's Brett's engine. And we're on the road. See, there's the checkpoints. There's our route. You have to follow that to the T. Here we are pulling into Port Canaveral. If you take a cruise out of Orlando and go straight across about 45 minutes, this is where you get on the ship. Exploration point, checkpoint 1. Then Bizarro Pizza's checkpoint 2, a little further down the A1A. About 100 yards off the beach. Great pizza. Here you can see race car issues. No sun visor, so you gotta figure something out. And then we finally made it after 270 miles to the Freedom Factory. Was checkpoint number 3. And it was a long day. As you can see, it's well into the night here. And we left about 12:30 from Orlando. So it took some time. We had to go out of our way to do a fuel stop and get back on the route right where we left off. To leave the route, you have to enter where you leave. This track's a little rougher than you would think, but he's fixing it up. Then it was on to dinner. We had a good sushi dinner there, hit the hotel, and get up early tomorrow morning for Bradington. Here you can see we're parked and ready to get started with day 2 in Bradington. There's all the stuff we had to unload and load every day, as well as 15 gallons of fuel. Here's the usual. Pretty much every morning this is what you can see. Flashing valves, changing the fuel. Some people I heard were changing out injectors and all kinds of stuff just to make the drive and then the race. Pretty impressive cars. Built just for drag and drive events. Here we are getting to the line. Sped this up a little. See some of the other cars over there. I have no idea what that thing was, but it was swirly. Oh, this guy with that open air car, boy, he froze later in the week when it got cold. can see the quarantine area. How this works, so if you run faster than an 850 and you're top 3 in your class, you have a special parking area, and there's also a special lane. And you could pretty much hot lap that lane and jump everybody else, where like we were a B, so we would have to wait for AB radial prep. Or no, I'm sorry, AB slick. So these guys could just go up whenever they felt like. See, they're still working on it while we're getting ready to run. We are at the front of the line. Definitely helps to be first on the prep because it was very good every day. See the other cars behind us. We didn't do anything different from the day before. Just set everything up the same, tire pressure right. The weather was definitely good. See, everyone's got sweatshirts on. Another personal best, 9:07. 200ths faster than the day before. We came back to the pits, and Kobe here next to us blew his intercooler out, broke the headlight and everything. Later we found out that he was second to last to leave the track, but he made it, and he made it to the next day and finished the week as far as I know. I'm not sure who this is.
Damon, once again, a little bit of tire chatter off the starting line, but he's got it gathered up. Can he run in the 8s? He goes 895 at 157 miles an hour.
Jeff Lutz against Tom Bailey. See, all these big tire cars struggled. It looks like the prep was too sticky and they were all shaking. We hit the road after that one and done. This was a fun drive this day. We went out with our crew. We had Zach, you see in the Snock Rocket 1.5 there. We had Whitaker in the Cobra, the teal Cobra. Here's our first checkpoint, Motor Enclave. It's a private residence. You live over your garage and you have a private racetrack. And RJ's Wings for a second checkpoint. Just an interesting side of the road I found. And then Coney Island Dogs for the third checkpoint. We had some dogs there that were a little suspect. Spent some time on the toilet in the middle of the night. You can see it's getting dark again. The drives always took a long time. And here we had dinner at Texas Roadhouse that night in Gainesville. We got everybody together for a nice picture for once. This is most of the crew we hung out with for the week. And off to the hotel and get up early the next day. Day 3, Gainesville Raceway. Today the C class ran first, so we got to sit around and watch some cars run. Got ready. We were in no hurry whatsoever, which was a little nice today. Hope bit more pressure on us to get this run to count. Again, we got a nice early spot in line. AV slicks. If we did any different prep here, it dead hooked and it kind of bogged because of it. It hooked so hard, it was shocked. But roll out to a 910, 9091, I should say. And this is where we really contemplated. Here's Mitch running. He hung up with us this week. The wheels in the air a little on that small block Ford. But we were really contemplating a second run. There's the crazy Swedes. You see, they really struggled to get this thing straight down the track. They've won 6 weeks before. Jeff on a good run here. I don't remember how Brett finished today. 6:49. He might have ran again. But then we hit the road after a lot of contemplation. We didn't want to wait around another 4 hours to make a run. Santa Fe Bar was the first checkpoint. And here's Mitch having a little fun. It's all about trailer burnouts. Boy, he had no mercy on his tires. He would do that several times. The second checkpoint and only other was Raskins. From there, we just went up to Cecil, just north of Valdosta, Georgia. Got a good night's sleep. Here we are in South Georgia Motorsports Park. Started day 4. It was 35 degrees that morning. Very cold. You can see everybody thrashing on their car like they do every day. I talked to Brett later that day, and it turned out they changed the whole third member. Pinion bearing, everything blew apart in that. But on these cars, it's a little easier than ours. They didn't have any trouble, it sounded. Flash your valves, change your plugs. This was just a daily routine for a lot of these guys. I heard later after we left that Alex blew a drive shaft, had one made, had it delivered, and made a run with like 10 minutes to spare. She would have been out of the event. You see, these guys dressed warm enough for this weather. It was frost on the grass. But we got up there and the weather and the DA was great, of course, so we made a couple changes. Tweaked the setup and we had high hopes. These tracks have been sticky all week. There's no reason not to believe this one. There it is, 896. You could hear me screaming there a little. There's Jeff coming back. He's pretty excited. All we did is get a little more air pressure in there, tighten up the front a little, try to get a little wheel speed.
Come on, give me that reaction.
Worked.
Hell yeah, it worked.
Okay. You can see that DA, that's still a strong mile an hour. Now we're going to see Snot Rocket 1 and Snot Rocket 2. Zach and Brett. Obviously Zach wasn't running anywhere near Brett, but it's still a fun race to watch. And on the road we went. This is the longest drive of the week. It was 270 miles. But frankly, one of the easier ones. A little bit of freeway time, nice state highways like this. Not a lot of traffic. going. And get to sleep in, Jeff got to sleep in his own bed that night, so he was looking forward to it. Some good ice cream. Some more miles under our belt. And then the final checkpoint of the week with Harley Davidson Daytona Beach. Should have got more of these videos. These guys were having a lot of fun. Of course, I heard he just painted the lines in his parking lot. That might have been a mistake. Work trucks getting it going. And I don't know what this was doing there, but it's a Pro Mod Tesla. Anyways, from here we went to Orlando and stayed at Jeff's house. Day 5, back to Orlando Speed World. Everybody was a little easier going today. Jeff Lutz didn't make it from the day before. He gave up on his car and it was done. But it was 70 some degrees and a lot warmer, and we weren't going to get the good DA today. Got in line early though, maybe about the 4th car out. You can see the sun's been beating on that track. Frankly, we didn't have high hopes. We needed to make up, I don't remember, but at least the 10th on the 3rd place guy. And as long as he ran strong, we couldn't catch him. He was a solid 890 car. He had one bad day, so we were right there with him. But you gotta make him earn it. All we have to do here is break the beams and we finish 16th. You can see he's kind of working around the track there. We're at 920, 922. So we didn't turn that slip in. We had all day, so we might as well make another run. There's Tom Bailey getting down. And he struggled all week long. Show you some of the other cars. I was on the sidelines just watching. We had to wait all the way till the end of the day to make that second run. I see a lot of people were struggling and letting up. That little squirrely thing, I don't even know how it got down the track straight. Not only short, light, but also narrow. James from Clueless's game. Swedes at her again. I think this will be the last run in that Corvette. And they're going to have a different car next. Far lane, Vito came all the way from the middle of Canada and finished 2nd place in our class in stick shift. Impressive. He drove it over 1,400 miles. Here's 1st place, the red Corvette. See, Kevin Smith had a little issue there and managed to keep that between the walls.
Really, really big feat because of all the attrition.
Chad managed to stay away from him. That van in the far lane is a Tesla swap. It's kind of hack in my opinion, but... Lamborghini. Frankly, I'd rather have this old Corvette that's pretty sharp. I might fix it a little nicer than that, but whatever. This guy finished the whole week in that Model T. Model A, it seems. I love these 10-hole beadlocks. Remember when you get the old 10 holes and you throw them in the scrapyard? Solace glory run for the week. 6:26 with a 3. Like I said, you can see the shadows getting long here. got our second run. Last run of the week. 912, perfectly respectable. Previous to this week, that'd have been a personal best, Franklin. Turn that in. We were good. Here's Whitaker. He struggled all week long and finally got some things together and made a decent pass. Since this, he's doing a lot better with that car. That wraps her up. Get a bite to eat. Watch the trophy presentation. You can see you win an orange helmet. First, second, third. Top 3 get a guitar. Here's our friend Zach Myers. He got second place in his class. We're all proud of him. He did good after rebuilding that car. There's Brett, overall winner. Well, we made it through the week. And we never had to work on the car. We never had any major issues. You could say we got lucky. But I sure learned a lot about ever doing this thing again. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask if you want to try it. Otherwise, thanks for watching.